Hi, my name is K. Jaishankar. I am the Professor and Head, Department of Criminology, Raksha Shakti University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And I am also the founder of the academic sub-discipline of criminology, Cyber Criminology. Today, we will discuss about the module Cyber Criminology, Evolution, Contribution, and Impact. For this module, there are some prerequisites: the Internet, cybercrimes, theories of crime, digital technology. The main objectives of this particular module is to examine cybercriminology as an academic subdiscipline of criminology, to examine the history, evolution, definition of cybercriminology, to understand the contribution and impact of cybercriminology, to appreciate the challenges and opportunities in the field of cybercriminology. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of cybercriminology, understand the history, evolution, and definition of cybercriminology, identify the contribution and impact of cybercriminology, understand the appreciation and challenges of cybercriminology. Though the Internet began with the introduction of computers in 1950s, it was only commercially exploited in the late 1980s. The Internet has revolutionized the way in which we see the world. Also, many of the routine, mundane works have been made simple by the advent of the Internet. Especially, e-commerce has changed the patterns of marketing and sales behavior, and the banking sector enabled its growth. In addition, the entrance of social media has brought people together. It has cut the boundaries and jurisdictions. There are many positive uses of the Internet. However, it has become an area of Wild West. Many unscrupulous persons started using it for criminal purposes. Notably, the founding fathers of the Internet did not envisage that it will become a medium of criminality or it will create new forms of crime. Though Internet is an international space, it is only governed by American laws. This legal lacuna further created problems as many of the countries did not know how to manage cybercrimes in their jurisdictions. Initially, academics also could not understand cybercrime, which is a new form of crime. Especially, criminologists were very slow in researching cybercrimes. Though their counterparts in the field of computer and internet science surpassed them and created new fields such as information security and cyber forensics. This gap in the field of criminology was well addressed by an Indian criminologist, Professor K. Jaishankar, and he founded the academic discipline Cyber Criminology in the year 2007. This module will deal with the history, evolution, contribution, and the impact of the field of cyber criminology. First, let us see the history, evolution, and definition of cyber criminology. Cyberspace has been exploited by many fields of study. However, criminology was very late to explore this space and address the new form of criminality called cybercrime. Professor K. Jaishankar addressed the causation of cybercrime and found a new discipline called cyber criminology in 2007 with the launch of the journal, the International Journal of Cyber Criminology. He academically coined the term cyber criminology and defined cyber criminology as the study of causation of crimes that occur in the cyberspace and the impact in the physical space. He created this new field within the larger ambit of criminology for two main reasons. First, the body of knowledge that deals with cybercrimes should not be confused with the investigation and be merged with cyber forensics. Second, there should be an independent discipline to study and explore cybercrimes from a social science perspective. As an academic discipline, cyber criminology encompasses multidisciplinary field of inquiry: criminology, sociology, psychology, victimology, information technology, and computer and internet sciences. At its core, cyber criminology involves the examination of criminal behavior and victimization in cyberspace from a criminological or a behavioral theoretical perspective. Now, the discipline of cyber criminology is more than 10 years old and it has successfully entered the portals of academia in the form of courses starting from minor courses. University of Alabama, Regis University and Purdue University USA offer a minor in cyber criminology, and 2 associates in arts degree at Arizona Western College, USA. Also, many doctoral researchers are involved in research on cybercriminology. Let's see the contribution and impact. Though the field of cybercriminology has many contributions and it has immense impact, only 2 of the major contributions and its impact will be discussed here. They are 1. International Journal of Cybercriminology and 2. Space Transition Theory of Cybercrimes. Let's first discuss about the International Journal of Cybercriminology, a journal nonpareil for the advancement of the field of cybercriminology. Cybercriminology as an academic subdiscipline of criminology was born with the launch of the International Journal of Cybercriminology by Professor K. Jaishankar in 2007. This multidisciplinary journal is published biannually and devoted to the study of cybercrime, cybercriminal behavior, cyber victims, cyber laws, and cyber policy. This journal is solely dedicated to the publication of papers purely from social science perspective of cybercrimes. However, some moderate technical articles are also accepted for publication in this journal when they have an aim to advance cyber policy to prevent cybercrimes. The International Journal of Cybercriminology is a unique open access journal. This journal follows the Diamond Open Access policy. Unlike many other open access journals which charge heavily on their authors, the International Journal of Cybercriminology does not charge its authors or the readers, as this journal believes in social justice and it is free to anyone who has an access to the internet. This journal is indexed in several prestigious databases. Scopus and Directory of Open Access Journals are some of the prestigious databases that have included this journal. The Scopus reviewers have highly commended this journal for its inclusion in the Scopus database. I quote, "The papers published here are well done and reasonably well cited, so I am recommending that the journal be accepted for inclusion in Scopus," I unquote. Also, recently, the University Grants Commission, UGC, has listed the International Journal of Cybercriminology in its approved list of journals. This journal is also under consideration for impact factor of the Thomson Reuters, and presently it follows H index for journal impact, and the current H index is 23 and the site score of Scopus is 1.22. The journal has improved from quartile 4 in 2013 to quartile 3 in the Chimago Journal rank in 2014-2015. The journal, International Journal of Cybercriminology, is also listed as an essential or additional reading in several cybercrime courses across the world. Notably, the International Journal of Cybercriminology is reviewed by Cheryl LaGuardia, a research librarian, Widener Library, Harvard University, USA, for the magazines for libraries ProQuest LLC, USA. She opines, I quote, "The journal material comes from authors found around the world and is heavily referenced and targeted for academic use. The journal is indexed in criminal justice abstracts and Scopus and will be of interest to theoretical researchers in cybercrime and internet-based criminality," I unquote. 10 years back, Bachman asserted, I quote, "The strongest indicator of the establishment of cybercriminology as a distinct subsection within criminology is that the first interdisciplinary research journal dealing exclusively with cybercrime, the International Journal of Cybercriminology, was first published in January 2007 by Jaishankar. The International Journal of Cybercriminology is now commemorating the decade of existence and has reached its aim to become a nodal center to develop and disseminate the knowledge of cybercrimes to the academic and lay world from a social science perspective. Now let us discuss about space transition theory of cybercrimes, a unique theory to further the discipline of cybercriminology. The space transition theory of cybercrimes is a specific theory founded by Professor K. Jaishankar to advance the field of cybercriminology. He first presented this theory at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, the City University of New York, USA in 2007. Later, he published the theory as a chapter in a book titled Crimes of the Internet, edited by Frank Smalager and Michael Pitaro and published by Prentice Hall, USA. This theory was propounded by Professor K. Jaishankar because he found that there is no theory which is specifically created to address the causation of cybercriminality. There are many scholars who attempted to address the causation of cybercrimes with traditional theories such as social learning theory, routine activities theory, drift and neutralization theory. However, they were not fully successful in their explanation of cybercrimes, as the cyberspace is altogether a new space and cybercrime is a new form of crime. Space transition theory is an explanation about the nature of the behavior of the persons who bring out their conforming and non-conforming behavior in the physical space and cyberspace. Space transition involves the movement of persons from one space to another, for example, from physical space to cyberspace and vice versa. Space transition theory argues that people behave differently when they move from one space to another. A separate module on space transition theory of cybercrimes is provided in the paper Cyber Criminology and Cyber Forensics. Hence, only the postulates are going to be discussed here. The postulates of the theory are: 1. Persons with repressed criminal behavior in the physical space have a propensity to commit crime in cyberspace, which otherwise they would not commit in physical space due to their status and position. 2. Identity flexibility, dissociative anonymity, and lack of deterrence factor in the cyberspace provides the offenders the choice to commit cybercrime. 3. Criminal behavior of offenders in the cyberspace is likely to be imported to physical space, which in physical space may be exported to cyberspace as well. 4. Intermittent ventures of offenders into the cyberspace and the dynamic spatio-temporal nature of cyberspace provide the chance to escape. 5a. Strangers are likely to unite together in cyberspace to commit crime in the physical space. 5b. Associates of physical space are likely to unite to commit crime in cyberspace. 6. Persons from closed society are more likely to commit crimes in cyberspace than persons from open society. 7. The conflict of norms and values of physical space with the norms and values of cyberspace may lead to cybercrimes. The space transition theory of cybercrimes is credited by many scholars as a noteworthy contribution to the field of criminology in general and cyber criminology in particular. This theory has been cited more than 68 times, and there is some appreciation by scholars. It will be interesting to see how this theory tests empirically, but the mere development of the theory is something for which Jaishankar should be commended, Moore says in 2012. Moore further examines, I quote, "Perhaps the most interesting developments in this area of criminology, that is cyber criminology, have been the movements to develop new and innovative theories that attempt to explain crime that is specific to cyberspace. Space transition theory, while still in early stages of development, appears to attempt to do just that. This new theory appears to contain several propositions that would seem to explain certain cyber-related behaviors, and the theory will likely to be empirically tested in the future." I unquote. Holt, Speller and Bosler feels that space transition theory is one of the few theories created specifically to address cybercrime. In addition, this theory may inspire other scholars to create cybercrime specific theories. It is possible that cybercrime within all of its unique characteristics will prompt new theories to be created like Jaishankar's space transition theory. Wada, Dunkwa and Longe also appreciates the most popular theory for explaining cybercrime. This theory is also empirically tested by few scholars. Jung in 2009, Dunkwa and Longe 2011, and most recently by Ketineni, Keyo and Dodge 2017. Dunkwa and Longe tested the space transition theory in Ghana. They found that space transition theory is more applicable in cyber trespassing, cyber deception, and theft and cyber pornography than cyber violence. Ketineni, Keyo and Dodge tested the space transition theory in their study and found some support. They mentioned, I quote, "The current study supports some of the theoretical explanation proposed by space transition theory. In particular, identity flexibility, dissociative anonymity, easy online association, and lack of deterrence bring more and more traditional criminals to the internet. Also, the notion that when there is a conflict between the norms and values of physical space and the norms and values of cyberspace, offenders choose cyberspace has been supported in the study. I unquote. In spite of the fact that the space transition theory is tested by few scholars, there are some issues on the difficulty of testing this theory, and it has been emphasized by several scholars like Holt-Bosler, Speller, Holt-Bosler, etc. It is to be noted that getting data of cybercrime offenders is an onerous task, and hence the difficulty of testing the space transition theory ensued. Even Kethineni, Keogh, and Dodge note that, I quote, although the case studies provide some support for space transition theory, more data is needed to test all of the propositions empirically. I unquote. Getting a large population of cyber offenders will be difficult at this stage, and this issue may be settled in the future. Cyber crimes will grow further in the future, and there will be thin line between offline and online offenders in the future, and this will enable to get more cyber offender population, and the testing of the space transition theory will be much more feasible than the present situation. Next, let us see the appreciation of cyber criminology field. Bachman emphasized that the growth of field of cyber criminology is seen by two strong indicators. One, the launch of the exclusive journal for cyber criminology, the International Journal of Cyber Criminology in 2007, and two, the significant growth of scholarly publication in the form of books, journal articles, and book reviews in the area of cybercrime or cyber criminology in the past 10 years of the establishment of the field of cyber criminology by Professor K. Jaishankar. Moore has dedicated a chapter on cyber criminology in his book titled Cybercrime, Investigating High Technology Computer Crime, published by Routledge. Stallings and Finn values the field of cyber criminology. The field is young but has begun to amass scholarship on many forms of cybercrime, including book collection featuring research throughout the globe. And there are 8 reviews on the current state of knowledge. The challenges of cyber criminology are, there are many challenges in the establishment of an academic discipline such as cyber criminology. Jaishankar has identified 3 challenges. 1, issues in teaching. 2, research and cyber criminology. And 3, professionalization of the discipline. Later in 2015, Diamond and Bachman identified one more challenge, that is, marginalization by mainstream criminology. First, let us discuss about the issues in teaching. The contemporary teaching of cyber crimes is separately done by cyber security or cyber forensic specialists, cyber lawyers, and cyber criminologists. Jaishankar feels that current teaching in cyber criminology is compartmentalized and will be of no use. He laments that this compartmentalized teaching will stunt the growth of the fields of cyber criminology and also cyber forensics, as professionals will be developed only with lopsided knowledge of cyber crimes. Further, he recommends for a holistic teaching where the curriculum should be a blend of social science, law, and technology. He emphasized the strong need for holistic professionals who have a collective knowledge of cyber criminology, law, and forensics, and who can take cyber criminology to the next level. Now let us see the issues of research in cyber criminology. In the post-establishment period of cyber criminology, research in the field has advanced. There are now several journal and book publications in this field. The papers published in the International Journal of Cyber Criminology itself serves as a great repository to the field of cyber criminology. However, due to lack of data, empirical research in this field has not improved. Though it is easy by cyber criminologists to identify victims, it is difficult for them to get offender samples. Hence, with minimum sample size of cyber offenders, only theoretical or qualitative research is done. This is one of the significant challenges which need to be addressed by the future cyber criminologist. However, surplus empirical research, both qualitative and quantitative, are done in the area of cyber victims. This also has paved way for the creation of cyber victimization theories such as irrational coping theory of cyber victimization by Halder and Jaishankar in 2015, and also a specific field of criminology, cyber victimology, found by Professor K. Jaishankar in 2015. Next, let us see about the professionalization of the discipline. Creation of jobs is one of the major challenges that cyber criminology face. To meet this challenge, cyber criminology needs to include more practicals in the curriculum. A mere theoretical approach will not develop holistic professionals. The amalgamation of cyber criminology, laws, and computer forensics can pave a new pathway for new jobs in the field of cyber criminology. Next, let us discuss about marginalization by mainstream criminology. Dow, Hahn and Beckman feels that cyber criminology is slowly emerging from a niche area that is often marginalized by mainstream criminology to one of high importance. It is still neglected and marginalized by mainstream criminology. There may be a typical reason for the neglect of cyber criminology by the mainstream criminology. Most of the conventional criminologists are digital immigrants, those people who are born before 1985 and have adopted digital technology later. And barring a few, many are not interested to address the issue of cybercrime as they endure generation gap problems. Except a handful of researchers who are digital immigrants, many have not ventured into the field of cyber criminology, nor do they profess this field or acknowledge cyber criminology as a distinct discipline. Also, some of the cyber criminologists feel that conventional criminologists are not knowledgeable or have expertise in fields such as cyber forensics and information security or cyber policy. And they feel that criminologists only look cybercrime from a sociological perspective. However, in the near future, this challenge will be met by the digital natives, a term coined by Mark Prensky in 2001, meaning people born during or after the rise of digital technologies. The digital native cybercriminologist will understand the digital technology better than the digital immigrant criminologist, and they will have a multidisciplinary approach and will take the discipline of cybercriminology to greater heights. Now, let me provide a summary and conclude this module. This module has provided a brief overview of the field of cybercriminology, its history, evolution, definition, contribution, impact, and the challenges. The growth of the field of cybercriminology is imminent as there is a surge of cybercrimes in the past decade. NGO and Jaishankar feels that advancing the field of cybercriminology is a salient and pertinent area of inquiry because, unlike traditional crime or crime committed in the physical world, cybercrime or crime committed in the virtual world has the potential of causing tremendous damage, both tangible, that is economic loss, and intangible, example, the unauthorized use of personal data. Moore feels that there is no denying that this area of criminology, that is cyber criminology, is extremely exciting and certain to become a well-researched area of criminal behavior. Hence, it is envisaged that the field of cyber criminology will grow to a greater extent and there will be no more neglect or marginalization of mainstream criminology. Thank you very much for watching this module.